Good morning, everyone. Let us start with day 30 of our regular SAP FICO session. Today, the topic that we'll be discussing is the business partners in SAP. So let us try to understand the concept of business partner. So business partner is a stakeholder that deals with the business. It can be a customer, vendor, or employee. This is the first point. Another is if the business partner can at all be a customer or vendor or employee, then how is the business partner differentiated with each other? Those are differentiated by the roles within SAP. So there are different rules. 000 is for general data. FLVN00 and FLVN01 are for vendors, and FLCU00 and FLCU01 are for customers. Within this, FLVN00 is finance vendor, and 01 is material vendor. Similarly, FLCU00 is finance customer, and FLCU01 is the sales customer. When only the general data is maintained for the vendor, you cannot create any financial transactions for that vendor or customer. When that business partner is extended to the finance role, you will be able to create non-PO invoice or non-SO billing. Non-PO invoice in case of vendor, and non-SO. SO means sales order. Billing not related to sales order when it is only extended to the finance, either it is customer or vendor. When it is extended to procurement, or when it is extended to sales, then you will be able to create the PO and SO, that is the purchase order and sales order. So in order to create the purchase order, procurement vendor needs to be assigned. In order to create the sales order, the sales role needs to be assigned to the business partner. So by now we understood that the business partner can be any stakeholder, either customer, vendor, or employee. The differentiation is made by the role that is assigned to the business partner. These are the important rules given here. We have one at the general level data, two for vendor and two for customer. Whereas finance vendor and finance customer are the one category, and procurement vendor and sales customer are the another category. I hope now you are clear with the concept of BP. Coming to the next. The next point is each BP, customer and vendor are given a specific number code in SAP. Like if I am created, let's say I am creating a business partner as Tata Consultancy providing a is my vendor providing a consultancy service to me. So I will create Tata Consultancy as BP. This BP will be given a number, let's say 1000. I will extend it to the vendor, and then vendor number will be created as 1000. So each BP, vendor or customer, they are given a specific number in SAP. Now in general, the same number is configured for BP and customer or BP and supplier. Means suppose the BP number is 1000 for a particular business partner and the vendor number is 2000. So it will create a confusion within the user's mind. Therefore, in general, the BP number and vendor number, or BP number and customer number, they are configured to be the same. The next thing is the number range within which the BP, customer or vendor are created. Those can be internal or external. Let's say I have given a number from 1000 to 2000 for BP, and for customer I have given 1000 to 2000. if we give same number range for BP and for customer, or for BP and for suppliers, then only there is a possibility to create the same number. Now this number range can be internal or external. So for BP we create internal number range, and for customer or vendor we create external number range. Now what is internal or what is external? Internal number range means, let's first discuss the external. External number range means you can provide the number to your customer or BP by yourself, and internal number range means the number range is auto assigned to the item that is being created. Let's say until now you have created 1005 within this number range, 1005 business partners. Now if the number range of the business partner is internal, the next, when you create the next business partner, the auto assigned number will be 1006. But let's say you want a external number range to be given, then it is not necessary that after 1005 you should create 1006. You can create any number, but that number has to be within this particular range, 1000 to 2000. Let's say after 1005 I want to create 1010. So this is possible in the case of external number range, but internal number range the system auto assigns the immediately next number range that is available. Now you are clear about the internal and external number ranges. Coming to next, what we set up for the BP for the customer and for the vendors. So for the BP we set up internal number range. For the customer and vendor we set up external number range. The reason for setting the external number range for customer and vendor is it should take the number range from BP number, and it should be the same number that is for the business partner. Now here we have our KDS. During the client discussion with the client, we understood that there should be these 6 vendor groups, that is domestic for material and service, foreign for material and service, employees, and some one-time suppliers. So these are the supplier groups that we have identified while discussing with our client. The next is coming to the customer group. For the customer also we identified that there has to be only 2 groups, that are the domestic customer and foreign customer. We don't need further bifurcation. And then for each grouping we need to decide the code. Let's say I have given RD for domestic customers, RF for foreign customers, RM for domestic material vendors, and similarly for others, RM for domestic material, RS for domestic service, RT for foreign material, RV for foreign service, similarly RE for employees, and RO for one time. So this is the classification that I have made. Now as you already know that each BP customer vendor is given a number. So the first thing that we have to set up is the number range for each of these items, for the BP, for the customer, and for the suppliers. So here I have given the number range from 1981 to 1990 for the BP, and corresponding 1981 to 1990 for the customer number range is what I have created. Similarly, for the foreign customers, I have given the number range for BP and for customers as this 1991 to 1999. Similarly, for the vendors also I have set the number ranges for each of the categories, each of the groups. And the number range for the BP and for the customer, or for the BP and for the vendor, you can see those are same. And those has to be same to avoid the confusion within the user's mind when they look at the numbers for the BP and customer or vendor. So this is all about the concept of the business partner in SAP. Coming to the configuration steps. So first is we create the number ranges for customer, vendor, and business partner. With this we will be able to complete these 3 steps. When creating the number ranges for the business partner, we set up this thing. along with internal number range that we have already discussed. For customer number ranges, we set up this particular thing. We set up this particular thing along with external number range. And for again business, for vendor group, for the vendor number range, we set up this particular thing. So this is all about setting the and external number range for the vendor. External number range should be selected for the vendor, and external number range should be selected for the customer, and for the business partner it should be internal number range. This is all about these three steps. Next is we will be creating the customer and supplier groups. Customer, supplier and BP groups. For the BP groups, we will create these. For the customer group, we will create this, and for the vendor groups, we will create this. Next. With this, we will complete these three steps. The next is assigning the number range to the customer account group and supplier account group. We have to assign this number range to this account group and this number range to this account group. And for the suppliers, this number range to this account group, this number range to this account group, and so on for all the number ranges that are created for each of the account groups. With this, we will complete these two steps. And the next is assigning the BP and customer groups. BP and customer groups would also be linked with each other. So this particular RD has to be linked with the customer group RD. The BP group RF should be linked with customer group RF. Similarly, for material management, we have to, for the vendors, we have to link RM with RM, RS with RS, so that the number range and these groups are mapped with each other. Similarly, the BP group and the customer or vendor group is also mapped with each other. So this is how there is a linkage with the discussions that we have made so far regarding the business partner concept in SAP. With this, I hope that you have an overall understanding of the concept along with the configuration steps that are required to configure the business partners. Let us close for the day. We'll meet again tomorrow in part 2. So this one is part 1. In part 2, we will do the practical configuration for all these steps. For today, I am closing. We'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you.